our Capital Campaign Tour video. And Greg, thanks so much for taking me on a tour. So what can you tell me about the Legacy Building Campaign? What needs to be done here?
So the two parts of the building, one was built in 1963, the other in 2006. And in 2017, George White and his leadership of the trustees, they discovered that we really needed to start looking at the infrastructure of the building to kind of start maintaining that and make some major upgrades and some major replacement of some of the aging components of the church. So with that, he got an engineering firm to come in, do a full assessment of the entire building, and tell us where our key needs are.
Great.
So that's kind of how this whole thing got started. And then church council approved it, and due to COVID and setbacks, we are just now getting to kicking this thing off.
Where should we start?
Oh, we can start right here in the banner entrance. This is one of the first projects we did as part of the capital campaign, and part of the capital improvements was renovating this space to make it more welcoming and
beautiful.
Open. So this was actually one of the first projects that we executed under that plan.
Nicely done.
So now we're in the kind of the heart of the 1963 portion of the building. This is where our boiler, our heating and cooling, and our electrical system for this side of the building. These components are both original to the construction in 1963. Yes.
They're older than I am.
Right. So obviously they're well past their service life. The boiler was originally heating oil. It's been converted to natural gas.
Wow.
And we continue to kind of limp it along every year during the heating season. And all the boiler and its associated piping, water piping throughout the building, all needs to be replaced. Along with this electrical system. This is original 1963. It is well past its service life. We are grandfathered in under many things for electrical safety. If we had to replace a breaker on this panel, we found one in California 3 years ago, and it was $1,500. So all the electrical throughout this entire side of the building needs to be replaced.
This is amazing. So does this do all the heating and cooling for the building too?
Right, so all of our heating for the entire building comes from this boiler, and then all the cooling comes from the chiller outside, with the exception of the parlor, den, that whole hallway there. That's actually under this old chiller, which has been out of service for quite some time. And we need to replace that by tying it into our new chiller, which is a very expensive project.
So you're telling me there's no air conditioning in the parlor?
There's no cooling in the parlor, the den, or any of those spaces.
So all of our summertime brides and everybody gathering for funerals, they're in there with all their families, and there's no...
It's hot in there.
It's hot in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So as you can see, we have a lot of drips and leaks and stains from a failed roof on this portion of the building that needs to be replaced. It's a large footprint of how much pretty much the entire addition needs to have the roof replaced. So through the generosity of our membership, we were able to complete a very extensive project on repairing the skylights that have leaked since they were installed. And if you'll notice, there's no more buckets under them catching leaks. That entire roof was replaced, along with resealing the entire skylight. That's one that we have to repair that was due to the skylight.
So Greg, the steeple up there looks like it needs some help. What's going on with that?
So that steeple is obviously 1963, and there's not been a whole lot of maintenance that's been going on with it over the past 50 years or so. So it's time to get up there and replace some of that rotten wood, do a nice coating system that's going to help protect it for the long haul, and just got to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that steeple is going to be there for a long, long time. And along with that, all the woodwork along the entire church needs to be redone and protected. There's a lot of it rotting, paint peeling, you can see. Even the lentils, the steel lentils in the windows are rusted out, and that's the structural support for that opening in the wall. So we need to pay special attention to that and do our due diligence to get that repaired, replaced, and protect this church for a long time to come.
So Greg, thanks so much for giving me a tour.
My pleasure.
It's amazing to see firsthand, really up close, the boiler and the steeple and everything that is in need of repair. So I'm so thrilled that our congregation is coming together and supporting this campaign. And I think about all the good that happens in this building, how the community is served, as well as our own congregation. So thank you. And if anybody wants more information about the campaign, there's a link on the website. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.